out there to say what Congress should be doing. Biden isn't adding anything new or different, and it's not that he even needs to. Like, if he pushed on the same notes that Sanders or other Democrats did, fine. But do it in a way that, I don't know, elicits some sort of emotion, some kind of response. Like, if you're not going to give people new information, you, at the very least, you have to make them feel something. Biden offers nothing. Nothing. And again, this is after a week of being completely absent. Now, this is a clip. Already it starts great. This is a clip that the Biden campaign put out. When I first saw this, because I saw this posted by somebody else, I thought that somebody had clipped this from the stream or from another video to show how Biden is not doing well here. But no, the Joe Biden campaign put this out themselves because apparently they think this makes Joe Biden look good. So watch this.
President Trump and Mitch McConnell are trying to put a corporate bailout ahead of millions of families. You know, it's families. It's simply wrong. We should be focusing on families. The White House and the United States Senate Republicans have proposed a $500 billion slush fund for corporations with almost no conditions. And you don't have to tell Americans where it's going to go for months. You don't have to explain what you did with it. The Trump administration could allow money for stock buybacks, for executive pay. Republicans refuse to increase Social Security at the same time, to forgive student loans, to take the necessary steps to stop evictions, ensure food and nutrition for vulnerable families. Senator McConnell should immediately allow a bipartisan vote on aggressive measures to help small businesses, workers, communities, so they reflect what they need and they can get moving so we can help them now. This is a time to help families, communities, and small businesses. People trying to pay their mortgages or their rent, student loans, urgent bills. They need help. They shouldn't have to pay for a corporate handout before they get the help they need. They need the help now.
All right. They put that out. I mean, just like, again, nothing there that hasn't already been said a million times. Like, if you're going to put this message out, maybe put this out a week ago. But everything he said here, again, it's been said a million times over. And he's not even able to deliver it in a clear, concise way that elicits any kind of reaction, emotion, anything. How is this guy supposed to lead people out to vote for him? Now, by comparison, like this, to me, this completely lacks humanity. Joe Biden here just completely void of actually caring about people, of actually understanding what people are going through here. Compare what you just saw from Joe Biden to one of Bernie's clips here. So Bernie hits on some of the same points here. This is from a few days before Biden posted his video. Watch this and just in your mind compare the two.
I suppose nobody is shocked that in this era of unfettered capitalism, that in the midst of this national emergency, when hundreds of thousands of people may die, we have corporations now lining up for their corporate welfare and their bailouts when they don't need it. It is incomprehensible and unspeakable that corporations now are taking advantage of this crisis in order to get tax breaks and subsidies that have nothing to do with the coronavirus. And the Congress must be very clear. No tax breaks, no subsidies to these corporations.
So to me, it's obvious that's a person. Bernie Sanders understands the crisis, actually cares, again, has been fighting for many of these things in terms of fighting against corporate greed and the greed of crony capitalism or capitalism in general, and fighting for people his entire career. He's been doing this. He's on this. So when Joe Biden all of a sudden talks about this, you look at Joe Biden's record and, you know, meeting with wealthy donors. Is Joe Biden really the right messenger for that kind of, for that message against corporate greed? No, because Joe Biden has been a part of that his entire career. He has enabled it. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders has fought against it. Let me just also show you what Bernie's been doing over the past week. So while Joe Biden has been meeting with wealthy donors, Bernie Sanders held an hour-long address his response to the coronavirus and exactly what Congress and what Trump should do, point by point. Again, an hour long. Then a couple days later, he held a roundtable with some experts discussing the need, again, how to respond and discussing their thoughts on that. And on Sunday, he held another roundtable, this time with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, discussing their thoughts on how the country should respond to this. So Bernie's been doing this again and again. And it's easy for him because we live in an age now where you can just turn your phone on and hit live on YouTube and you're live. There's no reason why Joe Biden should have been absent for 7 days. But he's absent for 7 days, just regurgitates what everybody else already said a million times before, and doesn't do it in a way that actually elicits any kind of movement or response for people to actually be engaged and react in terms of understanding that Trump is not going far enough in his response. So this is just, again, we're seeing the failure of Joe Biden's leadership, and I don't want to. I'm just thinking about the election right now. There is no hope. There is no hope. If Biden's the nominee, and by all accounts he's going to be the nominee, you have that man, this man, trying to get people out to vote. Oh my God. I'm worried, not just for America, but for the rest of the world, because of the power that the American government has when it comes to issues like this and issues globally.